the Washington Wizards started out 5-1. They've now lost 13 of their last 18 games. It's time now for your McDonald's I'm Loving It starting lineups. And they've had to make a few changes as of late. One of the reasons is that the third-year man, Jarvis Hayes, has been hurt. So C.Butler will be in the starting lineup along with Jamison, Haywood, Jeffries, and Gilbert Arenas, who is averaging 4th best in the NBA. This is Eddie Jordan in his 3rd year as head coach. He guided the Wizards to their first playoff appearance in 8 years, a 20-game win improvement. The Suns are 15-9 now. They have won 9 of their last 10 games. And the change, James Jones will start tonight in place of Boris Diaw. Marion, Thomas, Bell, and Nash will complete the starting lineup. Mike D'Antoni wants to win this getaway game before embarking on that 5-game road trip. A difficult schedule coming up, and a lot of injuries they've been having to battle. It's time now for the Kia keys to the game. Kia Motors, the power to surprise, and with the keys, here's Eddie Johnson.
Well, this Washington Wizard team can be very explosive if the Suns allow them to do some things. And the first thing is the Suns can't let down on their bench production. They have to continue to get those points. Eddie House has been carrying the bench, but with James Jones back, it's definitely going to add to that scoring. Contain Gilbert Arenas. I mean, this guy can flat out score the basketball. I don't know why he wasn't a first-round pick, but he is showing everyone that everybody made a mistake on him. One of the best point guards right now in the NBA. Interior points. The Suns have to continue to find a way, Gary, to score inside. You just cannot continue to go into the 3rd quarter only attempting 5 free throws or less. So sooner or later it's going to catch up to you. They have to find a way to get the basketball in the interior. This
game is available in high definition. Call your local cable or satellite provider for HD information. Remember, the January 6th game against the Miami Heat on FSN Arizona is also in high definition. Violet Palmer, Bill Spooner, and Kevin Fear, the 3 officials. The Wizards have it first. As Eddie was talking about Arenas, he comes in averaging 28 points a game. That is 4th in the NBA. The former Arizona Wildcat gets it off now quickly to Antoine Jamison, who's having a very good year himself. He wheels in. He's averaging almost 18 points a game.
Well, he's an awkward offensive basketball player. Very tough to contain because you really don't know where he's going to shoot the basketball. All types of angles. One of the best in the league at doing that.
And here's Jones back into the starting lineup. Misses his first shot, and Brendan Haywood comes down to the rebound. Here's Arenas. Arenas is as fast as anybody in the league. He's superbly conditioned, and he already strokes one and hits one outside. And the Suns, Eddie, have been struggling getting out of the box at home early.
Yeah, and that's key, especially for a team like Washington that's struggling. You don't want their confidence to elevate in a hurry.
Here's Sean Marion, tries to feed it in. He gets it back with 13 on the shot clock. Brings it out to Roger Bell. Bell from outside, not there. Jamison comes down to the rebound. Here comes C.Butler, who came over in that trade with the Lakers for Kwame Brown. They dump it in now to Haywood. They call him the Hulk, a big, strong guy. He can't get the shot to go. Nash comes down to the rebound.
But, you know, you see what they're doing. Like most teams lately, they know they can outscore the Suns in the interior. They're going to try to go away.
And Nash just kept going. No one stopped the dribble, and he made a pay.
Well, you know, he needs to get off early as well because Gilbert Arenas, you know he's going to get his numbers. Steve has to have a good offensive game.
Steve's numbers kind of dropped off both in the assist department and the scoring department. The last 4 games, he's not been in double digits in assists in the last 4. There's Butler missing. Nice rebound that time by James Jones. You can see the Suns have won 15 of the last 16 at home against the Washington Wizards. Out it comes to Marion, and that was a funny-looking shot. That left his hand like he lost control of it.
Well, I think the rim moved.
And it comes to Jeff.
I give him the benefit of the doubt.
With the left hand, that is funny. That is funny. 6-2 now. Washington with the lead. We're not laughing at you, Sean. We're just laughing with you.
So I'm laughing.
Here's Jones with the 3, and James Jones buries the 3, and James Jones proud on the 3-point zone and Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns Charities. And that all of a sudden whittled that lead to 1. In it comes to Haywood. Haywood, a big, strong guy, 5th-year man out of North Carolina, backs in against Kurt Thomas. He just muscled that one.
Yeah, the Suns aren't going to double early on, and he continues to get that type of position. They might have to rethink their plans for this game on Haywood.
And here is a quick shot by Roger Bell. Rebound by Jared Jeffries, a guy who came out of Indiana. His team losing to Maryland that year in the title game his sophomore year. There's a travel on Haywood. Violet Palmer making the call. And coming into the ball game now for the first time will be Michael Ruffin, is kind of a blue-collar guy inside, and he's going to replace Butler.
Yeah, you see Hayward got hesitant that time, and sometimes you double guys not out of respect that they're going to beat you down low, but just that they will turn the basketball over.
Backdoor, Thomas feeding Sean, can't quite make the connection to get up with it, and then Jones checks in with another shot, a two-pointer, and the Suns back within one again. 8-7. Jeffrey swings it around to Jamison. Jamison, a guy who had arthroscopic surgery on his knee. It bothered him all last season. But even at that, he was named to the All-Star team. Here is Jamison. Change of dribble, off-balance shot, not a good shot. Here comes Marion on the move the other way to Nash. And they have Jamison switching out on Nash. Nash into the corner. Marion backs out for a three, and not there. That was a little closer this time.
It barely nicked it, and Sean's just a little strong, and that's why I don't like Sean to start a game off taking threes. I like for him to get into a better rhythm, because that shot is a rhythm shot for him, and that can culminate into not having a good shooting game if he continues that effort.
That's a good point, Eddie. As now Nash gets it off to Marion. There's a little bit closer, but he's still not able to get it. And in the early going now, Sean has missed 3 shots.
Well, you know, you pulled the string on it now because your touch isn't there on the shot, and you know, Sean just has to try to find a way to get to the rim and get an easy one.
Been handed a note here from the Wizards about one of their players. We'll give you that in just a moment. Jamison with a 2. That is short. Rebound by Thomas. Aton Thomas, the big, strong, muscle guy, has a strained left hip, and he will not play tonight.
Man, this guy's so big. He's had 2 hips, 3 hips. Right?
I know. He's always hurt, though, for being so big and strong.
He
You ever
should move
notice?
a hip to the side and play with the other.
And there is Nash on the 3, and Steve Nash proud on the 3-point zone, and boom, donates another $150 to Suns Charities. Timeout, Washington. The Suns have tied it up. They came out a little sluggish early, but Eddie, they've started out to jumpstart their offense.
Yeah, and they got the looks. Sean Marion, you know, missed a couple of tough ones, but Steve Nash, he comes back and drains it. Tie ball game.
We are tied at 10 after the Wizards jumped the Suns early. It's time now for our Geico quote of the game. Geico Auto Insurance, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. The quote is from Antoine Jamison, talking about his recent shooting slump from the Washington Post. He says, the toughest thing for me was knowing that if I would have played better, we wouldn't have lost 6 of our last 7 games. I've never been as mentally down on myself as I've been lately. And Eddie, being a shooter, how do you address that?
Well, you know, in his last 3 games, he's, 12 of 39. And what I say is stop taking off-balance shots. Even though that's his game, the only reason that is good for him is when he's getting to the free throw line and he gets layups. When you take bad shots, it's going to continue to snowball for you. And he's too good an offensive player to ever get into a long streak like that, because most of his shots are around the basket.
Nash and Jones 4 or 5 shooting for the Suns. The rest of the team is 0 for 5. Well, there was a nice wheel inside that time by Jamison. That might get him started.
Well, if he continues to get that look, it will.
Well, Tim, but you're right. He did take a bad shot earlier, an off-balance shot. There's a good-looking shot by Roger Bell. Bell able to nail it. He's been averaging almost 14.5 points a game in the last 4 to Jared Jeffries. He can't handle it, and the turnover gives it back to the Suns.
You know, Jeffries is a player, you know, had a devastating injury early in his first year to ACL, and really hasn't gotten on track to the level that I thought he would be, because he has the skill in the game to be a very good player in this league.
Yeah, they still think that he could have some big things happen for him in his 4th year out of Indiana, former first-round pick, 11th pick in the draft that year. Here's Kurt Thomas. Thomas hits it. Kurt Thomas solid looking with that shot. It looks so much better now.
Well, he's not measuring his shot because he feels confident now. He just caught it and turned and shot it, trusting his mechanics, and that's what you do as a shooter.
Suns with their first lead of the game, up 14-12. They've trailed by as many as 4. Arenas from outside. Man, is he deadly. That is a 3, and the Wizards have retaken the lead.
He trusts his mechanics.
Whoa. Boy, he can stop it. I mean, that's the reason he's averaging 28 points a game. And we're going to have a foul this time. It's going to be on Jared Jeffries. It'll go side out to the Suns. You look at Arenas, he's shooting 43% from the field, but look at this shot.
Well, he does it with ease, and Steve can't go under. I know Steve's worried that if he goes over, he's going to get in the paint, but this guy's shooting the ball so well, you have to get out on him.
How about Kurt Thomas? from both wing areas. He's got both of them, and the Suns have retaken the lead.
Haywood can't get out on him. I think Kurt's going to get that shot as long as Haywood's in the game.
Back it comes into Haywood. Haywood muscles in against Thomas. Thomas, good defensive effort, had a piece of it. That is dug up by Jamison. He loses it. Suns good with the hands. Come up with a steal. Here's Nash creating. Off to Bell. Swings it out. Thomas, and Kurt is going 3 for 3 if that would have hit.
Well, you know, it was a good look. I mean, you can't argue with that one. It was in the rim and popped out.
Jared Jeffries backing in. He grew up in Bloomington, Indiana. That's a blocking foul. And James Jones will be whistled for the foul. Coming into the game now will be Boris Diaw. Diaw coming in for Jones, who replaced him in the starting lineup tonight. And Eddie House, the popular Eddie House, getting ready to check in.
Well, you know, when he steps in, the crowd just gets energized. And, you know, people, I know they're enamored with the fact that Eddie House is scoring points off the bench, but I'm more enamored with the fact of how he energizes his team.
Yep.
Even when he's missing shots, the team seems to be energized. And that's the nice combination to have when Steve Nash steps off the floor, to know that you have a guy out there that's going to continue that effort.
You saw that graphic. He's had 3 straight 20-point games. He comes into the lineup. Now coming back in is Caron Butler. Butler comes in for Haywood for the Wizards. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Arena's going to launch again. I'm telling you, Eddie, he is solid tonight. He's 4 of 4.
You know, you average 28 points a game, and you're getting it done.
Wow.
You are flat out getting it done.
Boy, how could anybody have missed on him, not take him on the first round? Here is Nash from the corner with a 3, and the rebound is going to be cleared and brought out by Caron Butler.
Well, even worse, how could Golden State allow him to get away? I know they have Baron Davis now, but, you know.
Boy, Jameson's struggling. This team is shooting the ball like they mean business. They're shooting 64%.
He touched Arenas on the way down. He's got the disease.
I think maybe it's the Midas touch. And here's House, his first shot. And down with the rebound comes Jamison. Jamison's been averaging almost 11 rebounds a game, which is 6. You can see the shooting here in the early going, how hot this team is from the nation's capital. 2016, Washington to the lead.
And Gilbert Arenas continues to take that shot out.
And Nash had to put a little extra arch on that one. He got it to go. And Nash now with 7 points and 3 assists. 20-18. Suns coming in here still leading the league in assists per game. 65% of their field goals have come off of an assist. Here comes Boris Diaw. Ahead now to Eddie House. Pulls up. That's a tough shot. Fading to your left, trying to hit it.
Well, you know, he caught it and he elevated quickly, and he probably could have taken his time, but that's the rhythm of Eddie House. And again, you trust your mechanics and you believe your flow is there, and that one just didn't go.
There's a nice pass by Butler as he feeds Arenas inside. It's 22-18. Arenas already has 12 points in this game.
Yeah, and with Steve Nash and Eddie House in the game, one of these guys has to guard Arenas, and it's going to depend on Eddie House knocking down shots like that to stay on the floor on a consistent basis if they continue to struggle guarding Gilbert Arenas. Eddie
House on 2 occasions this year has as many points as minutes. There you see the points in the paint. Wizards getting the ball in very effectively. Arenas now directs Butler to go inside. Brings it out to Jeffries. 9 on the shot clock. They swing it around. Ruffin off to Jamison. 4 on the shot clock. He wheels in. He's going to draw the foul. And the foul is going to go against Boris Diaw. Diaw seems to not get any respect. They call fouls on him seemingly all the time.
Well, yeah, they do, and he just has to just live with it and stay strong in his thought, because you mess with the official, they'll give you another one in a hurry.
Well, it's the Christmas season, as tomorrow will be Christmas Eve, and let's take a look at who's getting the job done. Brought to you by Jobbing.com. Local jobs, fresh jobs, real jobs. Find them on Jobbing.com. I'll tell you who's getting the job done is Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, he is. You know, he's just so fluid in his shot. I mean, you're scared to get up on him because he's one of the quickest guards in the league. He'll get around you, so you have to honor it. And you feel like if he's 2 feet behind the three-point line, you give it to him, and I think that's the right thing to do. He's a 42% shooter on the year. You have to think that he's going to have to get those 26 shots that he's been taking on a consistent basis. And if that happens, then the Suns should be fine.
You know, Eddie, when you watch him shoot the ball, I said this during the break, you just think it's going in. He's got such great rotation, such a pretty-looking shot. And so you're not surprised that he's averaging 28 points a game.
Yeah, and that's what you want from a shooter. I mean, you know, you look at, and nothing against Casey Jacobson, but when the Suns drafted him and they put the label on him as a shooter. Well, I didn't really see Casey Jacobson hit 3-4 in a row. But you look at James Jones, you know he can knock 3 or 4 in a row down. Eddie House, every time he goes to shoot the ball, it feels like it's going to go in, and Gilbert Arenas is the same way. That's a shooter, and these guys right now, we have 3 of them on the court.
Tonight's game brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. As Jamison able to hit it. They're a good free throw shooting team. Coming in at the start of the night, they're 12th. The Suns, by the way, now are 2nd in the NBA in free throw shooting.
Well, they just don't shoot enough. That's the problem.
You need to get to the line, right? You mentioned that on one of your keys. Out it comes now. House swings around. Jim Jackson's coming to the ball game. Roger Bell, 7 on the shot clock. They don't have anything going now with 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Good defense by Washington. And Bell, there's a 3 as the shot clock expires. And Bell proud to own the 3-point zone, and Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns charities.
Just the way Mike D'Antoni designed it. Run it down to 2 seconds and take a 3.
Suns now 3 of 7. I think he might have gotten a little nervous on that one, though. Out it comes to C.Butler, who's played now for 3 different teams in his 4 years after coming over the 3. That's blocked by Marion, who has 15 blocks in the last 3, but then Jeffries alertly came up with it and put it back up.
Yeah, he stayed with it and got rewarded by not giving up on the play.
26-23 Washington, and Marion makes it a 1-point game. Shot. We mentioned the start of the broadcast, 18 double-doubles in the first 24 games.
Just another day at the office every night for him, but excellent pass from Eddie House to get it to him.
Arenas misses a little shot inside. It'll be off of Washington. Suns will get it. Pat Burke's going to check in now to the Suns lineup. Talking about Pat Burke's shoulder, they feel they found the difficulty that was causing so much pain, the spasms, and he'll come into the game and give Marion a break, and Marion will leave with 2 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, and a couple of very impressive plays.
So what do they do? Like give him a good massage, relax him, because he is intense.
Well, it's that old magic fingers, I guess. I don't know. As House hits again. Where would the Suns be without Eddie House?
They'd be in trouble. I mean, you know, you think the road win that they got against the Hornets, I mean, was one of the best comebacks I've seen in a while. It was all predicated on his shooting. He has been unbelievable.
He really has. Here's Jamison from outside. Boy, Jamison and Arenas are really shooting the ball well here in the early going. Both in double figures already. Washington up by 1. We have 1:10 to go in the first quarter. Beautiful feed by House to Pat Burke, and that's a part of the game you don't think about on Eddie House.
Well, you're right, and he's trying to show people that he has that ability, but I'm telling you, you have to get to this guy in open court. He is unbelievably quick.
Don't you think Arenas might be the fastest guy in the
I think, well, between he and Leandro.
Yeah, that's
both
true.
of those 2 guys right there, you put them in a race, we might not even see it because they'd be on the baseline before it was over.
I mean, he got down at the other end and just went by people.
And it's like he's skating. You know, when you see guys like that, it's not, they're not even running with any effort. It's like they're skating down the court, and just unbelievable speed.
As I mentioned earlier, Barbosa's coming along well in his rehab of the knee. They're hoping maybe 2 weeks out from starting to play. Washington by 1. Very interesting first quarter thus far. Pretty well played. Diao goes down and very gracefully avoids the defense and lays it in.
Yeah, he did. He's worried about fouls, and I don't blame him. I mean, he has gotten himself in foul trouble on a consistent basis.
Here's Jamison, a long 3. My goodness. They are just pounding the ball from outside. 33-31. They're 3 of 4 behind the line. And I mean, they're barely rippling the net.
But with the way he's been shooting coming in here, he might go ahead and get him a condo in Phoenix now.
18 seconds left in the quarter. That ball got away. Yeah, tried to feed Burke. Burke thought that Washington tipped it, but evidently not. The officials are going to give the ball to Washington.
Well, guess who's going to shoot this one?
Do you think it's Arenas?
If I was betting the lottery, I think he would.
If he gets it back. 10 seconds left.
I think he'll get it back.
All right. Here's Butler. Here it comes. You called it, Eddie. They're going to have to hurry, though. 4 seconds. There's Butler shooting the 3. And that's a break for the Suns. Let Butler have that one. And that'll take us to the end of the first quarter.
Well, a high-scoring quarter, and I think it helps the Suns to have that type of quarter. They're used to doing this, and they're going to have to find a way to get to Gilbert Arenas and Jamison. They have basically been the leaders of this team all year long, Gary, and they have taken off in a big way in the first quarter.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom.
Up by 2 is Washington. We've had 10 lead changes already in this game. Sign up on Southwest.com to receive a weekly click and save email listing great travel specials, including our lowest available fares online. As this first quarter was played at a very good pace. Both teams shooting the ball well, and I think it bodes well for an entertaining night before it's all over.
Well, it really does. I mean, for the fans that are here and then the fans that are watching on TV, I mean, this is the type of basketball you enjoy seeing. Two teams pushing the basketball up and down the floor and having a good time. This gets the holiday season off to a good rhythm. But ultimately, the Suns have to try to spoil what the Wizards are doing because they are flowing right now and feeling very good about themselves.
Look at this. Jamison and Arenas, they have 27 points. The rest of the team was 6. That's no surprise. They're 1-2 punch, and they're off the mark effectively here tonight. Out to Eddie House. House is going to load up with 2. Rebound is tipped over to Butler. Eddie House thus far in the ball game, 2 of 5 for 4 points. Antonio Daniels come to the ball game, coming over from the Seattle Sonics. He's been around a long time. He had 1 championship ring with the San Antonio Spurs. Here now is Butler, the ball fake, takes Jones in. Here's Daniels leading in. He drew the foul. He got Jackson to make contact with it.
Yeah, and this guy right here has probably been the disappointment. If you look at some things that this team did after they lost Larry Hughes to try to shore up this basketball team, getting Caron Butler and then going out and signing Antonio Daniels, they really expected him to play a serious role for them as he did in Seattle, but he struggled there. I mean, he really hasn't fit in, I think, the way they would have liked him to. 34% from the field and only 3 of 25 from behind the three-point line. And last year at Seattle, he was pretty fluid.
Yes, he was. He averaged over 11 points a game last year for the Sonics, and he's always been a very good athlete, a competitor, good defensive player, but as you mentioned, he has struggled in the early going for the Wizards. Here's Diaw in the corner to House. House just keeps loading it up.
Yeah, he's a little too quick. He's a little too quick on his shot right now. Worried about it getting blocked, and he's getting up and he's overshooting it.
There's Caron Butler, who played at the University of Connecticut, brings it out now to Daniels. Daniels was a first-round pick way back in '97 for then the Vancouver Grizzlies. He was a 4th pick in the draft that year. And it comes now to Jamison. Jamison reels in. Good defense. Book came over, got a piece of it. The ball hit underneath the basket. It'll go to the side.
Well, credit boys Diaw. He forced Jamison to a tough angle where he really couldn't get it in the bucket. And we're talking about a guy that understands angles as well as anybody in the league in Jamison.
Here comes House now. He'll bring it out to Boris Diaw. Back to Eddie. Eddie's got a screen. Trying to work the ball open. Gets it off to Jackson. Jackson needs a shot to go. He's been struggling with his shot. That could help.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, he just needs to knock down a couple in a row to really get his rhythm. And we've seen him. You know, Jimmy is very streaky on his shot.
Wizards lead, cut to 2. Arenas outside. Now brings it over to Butler. Butler can't get the shot to go and roughens over the back of Pat Burke and commits a foul. You know thing about Ruffin the other day. You ready for this? Ruffin went to the University of Tulsa, and you know what he majored in? He was a chemical engineer. That's pretty good, huh?
That's very good. That's very good. And you know, he really hasn't been a hit since he's been in the league, but he's been a serviceable player, and he's found a way to not have to go use that degree yet.
I'll tell you one thing, he must be pretty smart, though. Out it comes now to the chemical engineer. That gets my attention. Up it comes now to Jackson. Jackson is picked up by Butler. Trying to get open to 10 on the shot clock, and the Suns turn it over. And that's their second turnover of the night at the 10:04 mark.
And I know Jimmy said it was my fault, but you know, I think Pat Burke made a mistake as well. He stopped moving toward the rim. As a big guy on the pick and roll, you keep going to the basket until the ball hits your hands. Don't worry about anything else. He stopped moving.
You can see the turnovers thus far. The Wizards with 4. Here's Jared Jeffries, can't get it to go, but got it back and then lost it. Here comes Burke. Burke has House ahead of him. He feeds Eddie. Eddie's going to pull up and nail it.
Burke maybe held onto that ball a second too long and almost picked up an offensive foul. Didn't get the call.
We're tied at 35. Arenas now brings it over to Jeffries. Antonio Daniels gets it to Butler nicely. Got backdoored at that time to Arenas, who cleared.
Not only is he a jump shooter, not only can he take you off the dribble, but he moves very well without the ball.
He has 16 points already. Diop, the floater goal off the glass, ties it back up at 37.
So you love it when he makes an aggressive move inside and finishes instead of thinking about passing it off.
There's the Suns again, getting great production for the bench with 14 points. That's a bad-looking shot. House comes down with it. They try to get him to pick up his dribble. House goes into the corner now to James Jones. A three.
About mechanics, you catch the basketball and you trust that James Jones is right up and right in.
Suns shooting well in this quarter, 4 of 6 for 67%. You now have 25 million reasons to play Powerball. Saturday's Powerball jackpot, an estimated $25 million. Check for the winning numbers at ArizonaLottery.com. It's time now for the Powerball Power Play. And what's the name of this guy? Tragic Johnson?
Well, yeah, he looked pretty good on that. Now, you know, that's the second game in a row where he's led the break and he's been creative, and that's a good and bad thing, Gary. The good thing is both times he did it, Suns scored. Bad thing is you don't want your big guy doing that.
That was what D'Antoni labeled him after that play the last time, but that was almost a replay. However, he did, as you mentioned, almost commit the offensive foul. They tried to flop in front of him. Here's Daniels outside. 40-37, the Suns in the lead. Daniels, 7 on the shot clock, and he finally launches it. He wasn't really ready to shoot that. He was having trouble just hanging on to the ball.
Well, he was trying to get points on dribbling.
It didn't get for him, and he did it. Here's House outside now. Arenas switches out on him. James Jones, he's feeling it. This is a tough shot, though. Tipped outside now to Daniels. Daniels, 30 years old, brings it to Arenas. Arenas to the 3. I'm telling you, Eddie, everything he shoots is going in. It's tied at 40. Wow, he has now hit 8 of 10 for 19 points.
Well, he's trying to break Kobe's record, I guess.
Wow, Kobe, of course, had, 62 points in 3 quarters. He's 3 of 4 behind the line. Butler hustles his way to the basket. Good defense by Jim Jackson, who hung in there tough. It'll be Washington ball, but Jackson did a nice job.
Well, he didn't give up on the play. I mean, Suns lose the basketball, and Jim did what you're supposed to do. You don't put your head down when you don't recover the ball on your end. You run back and be effective defensively, and that's what he did.
House and Burke check out of the game now. Steve Nash has come back in for the Suns. They bring it off now to Caron Butler. Butler from outside, and Butler's having a good year. He had a solid year last year for the Lakers after that Shaquille O'Neal trade.
Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, but he just really hasn't found his way in the league. Very inconsistent. Not the consistent player based on where he got drafted. I think he was a lottery pick.
Well, he was a pick right after Amari Stoudemire. He was a 10th pick in the draft that year. Jones that time kind of double hits that shot as he had Jeffries coming in front of him, and the shot did not find the mark. It'll be Wizards ball. Here comes Marion and Bell back into the lineup. So the Suns now back to their starting 5 that opened the ball game.
You know, the one thing that you'd like to see develop with Eddie House and James Jones as the season goes on is understanding scouting reports and knowing teams are going to play up on you and force you to put it down. And I'd love to see those guys every now and then give a head fake, put it on the floor, take the little 12-footer instead of having to force up the long one.
Arenas misses one. Jones comes down with a rebound. I like the substitution pattern that Mike D'Antoni has. The way he's running people in 2 at a time, really giving Steve Nash a breather early. Steve now trying to shake Arenas, gets into the corner, a little too tall that time for James Jones. And so the Suns have turned it over for the 4th time tonight. 42-40, the Wizards with the lead. I tell you, this Washington team is playing much better than the club. It's only 4-10 on the road and 10-14 overall.
No, I think this team will make a run at the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. I mean, they're in 2nd place right now in their division with this record, so you know they're going to have an opportunity.
Boy, James Jones ran into an elbow that time from Britton with Hayward, and it's rejected. Here comes Marion. Coming up with his 2nd block of the night. Steve Nash brings it out. Raja Bell, 2. It's a 2, and he hit it. And Raja Bell shooting so well. Nails it. We're tied at 42. Raja Bell now with 7 points of the game. 3 of 5 tonight. Butler swings it around to Daniels. Daniels to Jeffries. Jeffries to Arenas with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Arenas is going to back it out, gets some distance between he and Roger Bell, then goes inside, and he tells you that he can shoot it outside and take it to the hole as well.
I mean, that's just a lethal combination. It really is.
And Nash tried to finish at the other end. Jared Jeffries comes down to the rebound. 44-42 Washington. Whoa! That was a little too tall for Caron Butler. Slaps a backboard as he tried to go up and come down with it.
Almost broke his wrist on that play.
So we have a very athletic game. And Mike D'Antoni's not very happy. He thought there should have been a foul at the other end. Right now, the Suns in a battle, down by 2. Washington leading the Suns 44-42. This date in the NBA, sponsored by Paddock Pools, Patios, and Spas. Experience the magic of Christmas now at all Paddock stores for all your holiday needs. December 23rd, 1990, in a game that took 26 days to decide. The Boston Celtics down the Atlanta Hawks 132-104 at the Garden. Game was originally scheduled to be played on November 28th, but a wet playing surface caused by condensation from the ice underneath the parquet floor forced postponement of the game in the second quarter. You know, we said before the break that Mike D'Antoni was upset. We'll show you why he was upset. He thought there should have been a foul, Eddie.
Well, that's, you know, and he didn't really get that angle, and he doesn't have the benefit of a replay. But right there, it just seemed to me that Steve created the contact and then bounced off. And so I think that's a good no call there, if anything.
Right now, the Wizards out rebounding the Suns 17-8. They have 4 offensive rebounds, 6 second chance points. And that shot not finding the mark.
There's something about that corner.
I think there's a window open over there, Eddie. There must be a breeze blowing.
The rim is moving, I'm telling you. Peekaboo.
44-42, Wizards by 2. And it comes now to Caron Butler. Butler backing down on Bell. Swings it out, they re-enter it to Butler, and Butler likes that position, and he's able to connect.
Well, the arena side of the basketball game, you know, let's see who's going to try to take over for them. Jamison is back in. You know he's feeling good, but Butler's got a nice rhythm now.
Boy, Caron Butler's a good-looking guy. 4th-year guy out of Connecticut, and Nash gets the bounce.
Soft rim.
Yes, sir. 9 points for Steve Nash. He's 4 of 6 from the field. Wizards still up by 2. Jeffries now is going to feed it in to Butler. Butler using that strength, trying to post up inside. On the move now comes Daniels. Boy, Daniels having a tough time dribbling the ball. And then he's having a tough time hanging on. They're going to call right now a jump ball, and he thought he was fouled. He's having all kinds of problems.
Where? I don't know where he thought he got fouled. I really don't. I mean, he went in and created the contact and really got away with an almost travel.
Boy, he's having the trouble dribbling the ball.
Yeah, when you struggle like he has been, you know, he's thinking people are hitting him, and he's only really hitting himself.
That was a mismatch on the jump ball there. Marion just literally soared through the air to get the tip. Nash outside now. Nash has 4 assists with his 9 points. 4:33 to go on the first half. Jones with 3 ball. No. And Haywood comes down to the rebound. Brendan Haywood, who came in the league as a first-round pick of Cleveland. They're waiting for the ball. We're going to have an offensive foul.
Well, what a way to get a foul. You know, if you're going to use a foul, and we talked about Roger in the pregame, how he gets under guys' skin at times. He let Caron Butler's even laughing about it. They're enjoying it.
Yeah, Butler picked up the foul. I tell you, Ray Allen doesn't think it's very funny, though, does he? The way Roger Bell got in his skin the other night.
Not at all.
Into the corner goes to Marion. Marion with another 3. Hey, that's the problem, Eddie. He shoots from the wrong side. And Marion proud to own the 3-point zone. Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns Charities. Just got to relocate.
That's it.
Suns up by 1. You can see thus far the Suns 5 of 11 behind the line. Washington with 4 hits and 6 attempts. Haywood having some trouble with 5 seconds on the shot clock. 3 seconds. Jeffries from outside. And Jeffries doesn't get the bounce. And going inside was Jamison. Had to reject it. Butler tried to go up, batted out. It'll be Washington ball, but some pretty good defense inside.
Yeah, it really was. It was a tough rebound, obviously, by Jamison, but the Suns playing good D inside. They played great D that whole possession. Sean Marion denying Jamison the basketball. That's the way to guard him.
And Nash going to be called for the fouls. He tried to track that time. Daniels coming over. And it'll be side out to Washington. Second team foul now on the Wizards. You can see Suns with 4 blocks, 2 of those by Shawn Marion.
Suns have been a very good shot blocking team, surprisingly, without Amari Stoudemire in the lineup all year.
Off it comes down to Jamison, looks into Butler. Now Jamison will pop from outside. Marion tips it to himself. Here he comes. Marion at the start of the night was tied for 4th in the NBA in rebounds. He's going to pull up and hit it. And Shawn Marion now, after some errant shots early, now starting to heat up. He's 3 of 6, 22nd timeout by Washington.
And you rarely will see Shawn Marion take it all the way up and do damage right away without passing first, but was in good rhythm, felt good about what he has done the last few possessions, and he let it go, and it just rained right in.
So this 22nd timeout, the Suns now on a little spurt at the 3:15 mark of the second quarter. The Suns shooting the ball well, Eddie. They're shooting 56%. On the other hand, Washington at 48, but very athletic game. And of course, when Shawn Marion's involved, it's always athletic. But there's a lot of things looking very good here tonight as the Suns, we were mentioning they were having trouble scoring points. For 6 points, or 6 games, they averaged just over 91 points. Then they had 111 the other night, kind of jump-starting the offense once again.
Yeah, I think it's all around. It's been a good, solid effort for the Suns offensively. But I think defensively, they got to find a way to find guys and make sure other guys take shots and not Arenas and Jamison, because they have killed us.
Anheuser-Busch salutes America's designated drivers. Responsibility matters. Here's Arenas now into the game with 3 minutes left in the half. Jamison has a mismatch with Nash. Gets it off to Butler. Butler with a power move to the hole. Hey, Butler, every once in a while, he gets your attention, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's going real hard at Roger Bell. I mean, when you play physical with an offensive guy, they're going to go one of 2 ways. Either they're going to get soft, or they're going to straighten up and get even tougher.
And Bell tries to hit from outside. Jeffries comes down to the rebound. Washington now down by 1. Arenas has 21 points in this game in 19 minutes of play. He looks to Jeffries cutting through. Brings it out to Butler. 8 seconds. Feed intended for Butler. Nice job that time defensively by the Suns again. Here comes Marion.
You just can't lob the ball over Shawn Marion. I don't care how high the guy can jump that he's guarding. You just can't lob it over him.
Did you see Marion look like he's going to try to take him on the dribble that time?
Why not? It's a big guy.
Yes, sir. Here he goes again. Out to Bell. They swing it. Jones with the 2. Top break on the shot, and Brendan Haywood comes down to the rebound. Haywood in this ball game now with 3 rebounds. Into the corner to Jamison. Jamison gets a good look. I'll never forget this guy, Eddie, when he had back-to-back 51-point games for Golden State.
You know, he's just fluid. And again, he's very difficult to guard because he has an array of offensive moves.
And Kurt Thomas goes inside, and he's going to be fouled, and we have a break in the action. 1:46 to go in this very entertaining first half. The Wizards up by 1, 50-49. Marion and company putting on a very good show. I wonder if Santa Claus is going to bring her what she wants for Christmas. 50-49, the Wizards on top. Coming up tonight right after the game on your Arizona Sports Report. The Cardinals will say goodbye to Sun Devil Stadium following tomorrow's game. We'll take a look at the top moments from the team's 18 years there. Plus, if you've never seen the Suns opening video, we'll show it to you and hear what the players think about it. And we'll be on the court and in the locker room with all of your Suns reaction following this one. All that plus the Devils talk about the Insight Bowl against Rutgers. That's all tonight, right after the game on your Arizona Sports Report with Bob Fasella. You know, the Suns are getting out rebounded severely in this game. Look at this, Eddie, but still hanging tough.
Well, the Wizards getting a lot of good looks, and not only that, Gary, but the Suns again showing us what's going to get them in trouble. I think as we continue to get deeper in this league and their inability to get to the free throw line, this will be their first free throw attempt in the basketball game, and we have 1:46 to go in the quarter. And this trend can't continue to happen. I mean, they're not going to shoot the ball this well all the time to be able to overcome not going to the free throw line. Now, granted, the Wizards have only gone there 4 times, but at least they've gotten there.
Very good point. The Suns do have 5 blocks and 5 steals in this game, which is quite impressive at this stage of the action. Kurt Thomas hitting the free throw. We mentioned the Suns' second in free throw percentage, but that's a lame stat if you're not there shooting. 51-50 now. The Suns up by 1. We have 1:42 left to go in this first half. Butler brings it out to Jamison. Marion trying to track him. Jamison, a little crossover dribble. Brings it outside now to Arenas. 10 on the shot clock. Boy, the Suns are working hard on defense. Jamison, floater over Marion. Rebound, Butler, and the putback. That hurts.
Yeah, he got inside on Kurt Thomas. Kurt had two guys to contend with on that weak side, and Butler got the easy one.
Boy, the Suns will really have some intensity on that trip down the floor defensively. Here's Thomas, brings it out to Nash. We have a mismatch now. Jamison switched out. Now the mismatch goes in favor of the Suns. Marion tried to take advantage of it. Partially blocked. Don't get anything going. Wizards down the other way. Jamison running to the hole. Tough shot. And Jeffries with a left-hand putback.
That was a man rebound there. And you're talking about a guy that's really not carrying a lot of weight, but he wanted that basketball. And a lot of times when you want something, you can go get it.
Yeah, Jeffries has gotten stronger. He has gained some weight. There's Jones with the offhand, no call, and he hits the shot. And the Suns now have climbed within one.
Well, you know, Jeffries on one end went up strong and dominated inside. On the other end, he fell like a feather. I wouldn't give it to him either.
Here's Arenas now. Marion trying to save it. What a spin move. That's goaltending on Jones. That was a beautiful spin move that time by Arenas.
Now think about this. He can flat out shoot it. He's excellent off the dribble. He can take you to the rim, and now he can post you up.
He's a real deal. No question. And here's Thomas trying to go inside on a blocking foul. That was a nice effort of feeding the ball. The blocking foul will go on Jeffries, and Jeffries may be shaken up a little bit. He doesn't want to get up yet. Holding that right foot.
Well, Kurt Thomas hasn't been getting this call. He has been getting it the other way, and Jeffries just a half a second too late that time.
So Jeffries picking up the foul. That will be his second. Very few fouls in this game. 6 committed thus far by Washington, only 4 by the Suns as Thomas hits a free throw. And Kurt Thomas is the only guy to shoot free throws. He's 3 of 3 for the Suns. On the other hand, Washington's 4 of 4 from the line. Kurt Thomas at the start of the night shooting 76% from the stripe. And the Suns again within 1. About a half a second difference between the game and the shot clock.
Well, they get a lot of movement that time, and Kurt Thomas gets a foul as Butler cuts through the lane. But I really like the way they run their offense because everyone is moving. It's really gotten the Suns in trouble on backdoor plays where they've gotten some easy opportunities inside.
Thomas picks up the foul. Thomas got into foul trouble the last game. It really cut his minutes down as he was not around very long. 17 minutes, but he's only got 1 here tonight. Arenas is going inside against Nash. Beats the Butler, and we got a blocking foul. Whoa. Pretty aggressive move. It looked to me like one official was going to make the other call, and then Bill Spooner overruled and made the call.
But they made the right call. James Jones did not get there in time at all. Excellent pass by Gilbert Arenas. And you take a charge, you have to take it in the middle of your chest. You can't take it on your hip. And that's why James Jones got the call.
So Butler will go to the free throw line, and he is a good free throw shooter usually. He's an 86%er. As now we've got some changes. Jamison's going to come out of the ball game. Jamison will sit down with 3.7 seconds left in the half. I tell you, Eddie, this is really an enjoyable game.
It really is. I mean, it starts the holiday season out right. The weekend, especially with 2 teams that's high octane that can really get it going. Look forward to the second half.
Suns now with the last shot of the half. Nash tried to shovel it forward. The Suns wanted a call. They did not get one. Nash cannot believe it. The half has come to an end. The Wizards are up by 2.
Yeah, a very solid first half. I think what the Suns have to talk about is, one, maybe improve their paint scoring. They haven't reached that. The Wizards have done well. They have to rebound better. The Wizards did get to the glass for second opportunity.
Steve Nash complaining, but to no avail as we're halfway home. We'll be joining Tom Leander and Tim Kempton as they will take us through the halftime. At the break, the Wizards up by 2 with Eddie Johnson. I'm Gary Bender. We have had 16 lead changes. We've been tied 7 times. We mentioned a couple of times a very entertaining first half. Jamison and his partner Arenas have been the big difference. 38 of the points in the first half.
You take a look at my keys. I said contain Gilbert Arenas. We didn't do that. And then I said, what about inside scoring? And they killed us inside scoring as well, 28-10. So the Suns have to find a way to shore that up. But those 2 guys were huge in the first half for the Wizards. But the Suns played solid.
Well, and one of the things that jumps out also is in second chance points. The Wizards 10-0 in favor there. Let's time now to check the jack-in-the-box inside the box score. We don't make it till you order it. And here's a more complete look at what we have.
Well, the Suns had to shoot that higher percentage just to be in the basketball game because they were dominated in every other area. I can't believe they went a whole half and did not get one offensive rebound. But the bench scoring, another key, I thought, that they could have and take advantage of, and that's been the difference, I think, in the Suns being in this game, because quite frankly, Gary, any other team with those stats in the first half should be down double-figure points right now.
Well, the bench has been so good. It's been averaging over 30 points a game, and the bench in the last game, Eddie, outscored the Sonics 50-16. That's a staggering number. And again tonight, that's asserted itself very well.
You know, and people complained initially about all the changes the Suns made, but they really made a lot of them for the better. It improved their bench big time. It's just been in disarray because of Amari not being around, and Roger Bell still on fire.
And Roger Bell with 9 points. The Suns had one guy in double figures in the first half. That was Jones with 10. We mentioned Jamison and Arenas. 38 of those points. They were outstanding. And here comes a Haywood. Haywood now telling Butler to cut, brings it off to Jamison. Jamison's got a wide open look, can't get it to go. And rebound, Jeffries inside. He's been much more aggressive. Arenas loaded up, and Arenas just buried a three.
He found the right guy.
Wow. Arenas really doing the job. That's 9 offensive rebounds now, Eddie, for Washington.
When you score 28 a game, your confidence level is sky high. And the only way to get it down is to defend him well. I don't think the Suns have done a great job defending Arenas. He's got a lot of great looks.
I'll tell you, Thomas has played a very resourceful game. He has 10 points. He's hit 3 of 4 shots, all 4 of his free throws. And Kurt has looked very solid shooting the ball.
And I told people, I said, don't worry about Kurt Thomas early in the year with his shooting woes, because he has proven that he is an excellent 15-foot jump shooter, and now we're seeing it.
And we have Thomas with the foul. Both he and Jones went up and tried to get this block, but they're going to call the foul on Kurt.
Well, again, look where he caught it. And I don't care who you are in terms of being able to elevate yourself. You allow a guy to catch it that close to the rim, more times than not, he's going to score or he will get to the free throw line.
And so to the line will go Jeffries for the first time. They were 5 of 6 in the first half. Jeffries hitting the free throws, 61-59. Jared Jeffries is a guy who was a Big Ten Player of the Year. We mentioned he lost the title game to Maryland his sophomore year. Growing up in the backyard of the Hoosiers, a Bloomington, Indiana native, he got 1 of 2. Steve Nash now gives the hand signals. They come into the offensive end. Jones brings it out to Marion. Just underway in the second half. Nash goes inside, and Butler got a piece of it. Butler looking at Violet Palmer like, who, me? And there was obvious contact on the play.
I think the rate this game is going, Gary, the Suns need a patented run. They need a run because the Wizards have been very consistent at getting what they want. Suns need to try to get some separation here on their home floor.
Nash backing out. It's been hard to do. As we mentioned, we had 16 lead changes in that first half. Here's Thomas again, and Kurt is just, I like money in the bank right now. I mean, he is just stroking it so well.
Oh, just don't be surprised. I mean, I've seen this guy the last few years in the Knick uniform be as consistent as any big guy from that area.
He averaged a double-double last year for the Knicks. That's going to be off of Washington. Eddie Jordan didn't like the call. Suns got it. 10-12 to go here in the third. We're tied at 61. Steve Nash has 9 points, 5 assists in the ball game. Nash gets a screen from Thomas. He's going to pop it and doesn't get the back. Followed by Thomas. Beautiful follow up the glass. Kurt Thomas.
Well, it's very difficult on a two-man game if you set a screen. And Kurt Thomas set the screen, rolled right to the rim. Haywood had to help out. That allowed Kurt Thomas to get to the rim.
Thomas has 14 points. His high for the season is 16. Arenas spinning inside Nash, trying to create, gets it back after it hit Haywood. Haywood tries to follow tip. Suns playing some aggressive defense, getting on the boards, and here comes Nash. Nash gets a screen from Kurt Thomas. Arenas tries to fight through it. Thomas is feeling it right now. Not this time. Rebound by Jamison. So Arenas now looks over to Eddie Jordan. He's got the play called. Eddie Jordan really did a nice job with this team last year, winning 45 games, making the playoffs for the first time in 8 years. And ball deflected out. It'll be Washington ball with 12 to shoot. So this Wizards team ending this 5-game Western road swing. 1-3 thus far, and they've lost 3 of their last 4 games, and they're finding out what a lot of Eastern Conference teams find out. It's tough out west.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and the Suns, for one, have really had their way with the Eastern Conference over the last year or so, but Gilbert Arenas is saying, you know what, I want to change this.
That's right. The Suns are 5-1 against the Eastern Conference this year. That was not a good-looking shot. It did not look good for the minute it was launched. Arenas now has 29 points, Eddie, and we still have 8:50 to go in this quarter. There's a beautiful catch by Butler. He's so strong. He still got the shot away. He was fouled by Roger Bell.
Well, again, they in the locker room, what a lot of teams do, they go in, they look at the stat sheet, and they say, well, where is our advantage? And before the game, I'm sure they said, hey, let's beat it down low, and they tried early on to Hayward, and they have been very successful at getting opportunities in the paint, and the Suns have to find a way to cut that out because they're not a devastating inside team, but yet Butler and Jeffries have really had their way.
Yeah, they have. Butler, the three-point play, 67-63 now. Washington with the lead. Nash wheels inside, creates into the corner. Marion, 3-ball, no. And the rebound is cleared now by Jeffries. Suns thus far behind the line, 5 of 13. Marion shooting 3 of 8 from the field. And it comes to Jameson, a little jump hook. And we're going to have a foul on Jeffries over the back. Jeffries trying to follow tip over the back of James Jones, and Jeffries has picked up his 3rd foul.
Yeah, I guess an enthusiastic offensive rebounder, that's what you have to do. James Jones had good position there, and Jeffries kind of pushed him up underneath the rim.
Jeffries and Butler each have 3 fouls for the Wizards. Nash, tough break on the shot. Jeffries comes down the rebound. This is the best I've seen Jeffries look.
I did not know he was this good a rebounder. He has the same sort of build as Sean Marion, so he should be an excellent rebounder with his length.
Look at Arenas, look out. Boy, that didn't look good. That's one of the few that wasn't just dead solid. Bell comes back the other way. Little crossover. Takes Jameson and can't get it. Marion trying to follow, just can't quite corral the ball.
Yeah, normally Sean's timing is excellent, and he couldn't get it there that time.
Timeout. Washington, 7:42 to go. The Wizards out the mark very effectively. They had a 57-55 lead, and they've scored 10 points quickly here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, this guy right here, Gilbert Arenas, he has been all that for this basketball team. All string. Wizards lead.
Seesaw battle. The Wizards on top, 67-63. Here's what's on tap for the Phoenix Suns, brought to you by Bud Light. Refreshingly smooth. Bud Light, always worth it. Allen Iverson as the Suns get ready for that 5-game road swing. And then Shaq, and then Tim Duncan, and then, well, how about Baron Davis? Pretty good basketball coming up in January as we start a new year. For tickets, call 1-800-4BA-NBA Ticks or log on to Suns.com.
You know, as a player, you always look back, Gary, at different situations. Take a look at Kurt Thomas here first. He is in flow. He is really in the rhythm, and the Suns have made it their business to get it to him. And Kurt Thomas, one of the major reasons why the Suns are still in this basketball game.
He has 14 points in the ball game. Arenas, who has a brilliant 29, backs out with 9 on the shot clock. Into Jameson, he got it in low, and he was unstoppable at 6'9".
We've seen this all game long. The Suns allowing them to get excellent post position inside, and then the pass and the shoot right away.
Boy, Washington's playing well right now. Here's Nash with a 3. Boy, did that come at a good time. And Nash is proud to own the 3-point zone. Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns charities. That breaks an 8-0 run by Washington.
I tell you, the Wizards have to feel like, wow. I mean, we are playing as good as we can, and yet we can't shake this team.
And there's Butler from outside. Haywood tries to bottle tip. A lot of contact. Jeffries comes down with it. He's going to be fouled by James Jones. Boy, Haywood is like a battering ram inside, knocking people aside. Kept it alive until Washington can come up with it, and they'll take it side out.
Well, he has the biggest body on the court, but Jeffries seems to be the man right now. 11 rebounds in the basketball game, far above everyone.
Here's Brendan Haywood. Haywood wings inside. Nice up and under move against Kurt Thomas. 71-66. Washington believes they can win this ball game. There's no question the way they're playing right now. Nash goes inside, tries to wheel out with it, bat it out. It'll be off of the Wizards. 14 to shoot.
And I think more so believing now based on the fact that they can get any shot that they want. And that's the problem for the Suns, is that they have been getting looks.
James Jones will bring it outside. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Nash off to Roger Bell. Bell trying to feed Thomas. He's fronted by Butler, and Nash goes in. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Boy, they got it underway. It's a 2. Jones is on the line. You talk about using every second.
And a quick release. And why was it so quick? Because he was ready to shoot it when he caught it.
Good point. Jones now with 12 points in the game. 3 Suns in double figures. Arenas going in, trying to feed Hayward. Broken up. Nicely done by Kurt Thomas. Back it comes now to Nash. Nash looking around. Brings it out to Bell. The trailer is Thomas. Yes. Kurt Thomas with that glare. I mean, he has 16 points. That ties his season high.
Now imagine when Amari comes back. That's where Kurt Thomas was envisioned to be in that situation with Amari on the floor. That's what we're seeing right now.
Hayward outside now. 5.5 minutes to go in the third. Back out to Jeffries. 7 on the shot clock. Jeffries will pull up and doesn't get it. Hayward feels like he was fouled. He's screaming to Bill Spooner. Up it comes now to Nash. Nash goes in around Arenas, and he's going to get to the free throw line. I tell you, Nash has taken some punishment. When he goes inside, there's some contact in. He has 12 points in the ball game. He'll go to the free throw line for the first time.
Well, and just trying to go at Arenas to make him play some defense. I mean, he still hasn't committed a foul in the basketball game. Hayward bailed him out there on that play.
Yep. Hayward is with his first foul as Nash leading the NBA in free throw shooting. Kind of did some body English to get that one in.
Yeah, you know, you have to get a shot off in a hurry. 1, you have to make a great pass into the hands of the shooter, and then 2, you have to be ready to catch and shoot. And that means have your feet set and knowing when you catch the basketball, you're right up in rhythm, and that's why James Jones is an excellent shooter.
Hayward comes out. Antonio Daniels now coming into the ball game for Jeffries. So Nash, who at the start of the night was shooting 97% from the line, he's now 85 of 88 on the year.
That's sick,
isn't it? What was your average career-wise?
My average was about 85%. The best year I had, I thought that I would win it, but it was a guy in the league named Larry Bird. I shot 91% and he shot 92. He's the only guy that could have shot more than 91.
Well, Nash got both those to go. The Suns have the lead, 72-71. Here's Butler into the game for the first time as Calvin Booth. There he is, number 52. Calvin goes up, and he's going to go to the line. Calvin Booth, the guy who's kind of bounced around in the league out of Penn State. He signed a big contract with Dallas at one time, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Calvin Booth, the only guy in the league I know that can stand straight up and tie his shoes.
What?
He can stand straight up and tie his shoes. Look how long his arms are.
I had to think about that for a minute. I couldn't. You lost me there for a moment.
I mean, he can walk down the street and just pick up a ball. He doesn't even have to bend his knee.
The left-hander gets 1 of the 2 to go. We're tied at 72. Calvin Booth, a lot of people have had high hopes for him, and they spent a lot of money on him.
Yeah, they did. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas about 2 years ago, Eddie.
No, Merry Christmas every day for him.
And there's a backdoor. Marion got open. Nice movement off the ball, and Sean now with 9 points in the game.
I bet when they gave him that contract, his knees were shaking. He's like, I can't believe it.
He didn't give it back, though, did he?
No, he didn't.
Here's Arenas clearing, and Arenas hits again. That's a 2, and he's got 31. Arenas, 31 points. His high is 43. Had a career high 44 last year. He's also had a 42-point game this year.
He's flirting with that.
Yes, he is. Here's Roger Bell now. Backs it out. Nash, 3-ball. No. Marion goes high for the rebound. And he had some contact from Arenas. No call. Butler finishes. Mike D'Antoni saying, where was the foul at the other end?
Yeah, it looked like he did get hit in the head. The officials didn't give the call. And, you know, the officials aren't allowing them to play.
Yes, they are.
And that's so I think you buy into that concept. Play a little physical, knowing that you might get away with something you normally don't get away with.
So Bell hit the 3. Fulton Holmes will write another check for $150 to Suns Charities. Bell is 2 of 3 behind the line. Jamison had a mismatch with House, and House commits a foul.
Yeah, that's tough there, because this guy is just a load for anyone to guard because he's so herky-jerky, and Eddie did the right thing. Just foul him right away. Send him to the line, because if he didn't, that would have been an easy layup.
I'm telling you, I said this earlier, and I'll say it again. I don't understand why the Wizards aren't better record-wise. They've got some talent on this team.
They really do. But, you know, again, the rhythm they had last year, Gary, was just so good. And then you lose a guy like Larry Hughes, who did a lot for their team, not only offensively, but was a heck of a defender as well. And so I think that has really hurt them more than anything. And then thinking that Antonio Daniels could really maybe give them maybe a half of what Hughes did, and he's been a major disappointment for him.
And so Jamison got both of them, and the Wizards retake the lead 78-77. Larry Hughes, if you're wondering, went to the Cleveland Cavaliers as a free agent. LeBron James wanted him. That's a kickball. And so now they'll take it sight out.
And he's struggling there, and I knew that mix wouldn't work as well as everyone thought. But, you know, chemistry is so important, and a lot of times guys lose sight of that, thinking that they can still do the same thing somewhere else, but it's just not the case.
Here's Eddie House. Nice ball fake. Can't get it. Tipped out to Marion. They'll reload. Suns now with 3:25 left here in the third quarter. Boris Diaw's checked in the game. He brings it out to Bell. Bell's going to duck inside. Off to House. House with a 2. Top break on the shot. And a back tap by Nash. Suns hustling on the boards right now.
Well, the fans want Eddie to shoot it again. That tells you right there that they believe every time he goes up, it's going in.
There's Nash looking inside. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Nash not able to get it. Calvin Booth tracks it down, and so the Wizards still have the lead.
Yeah, how often do the Suns get 3 quacks at it at one end of the court and don't pay? I mean, normally they will make a shot.
Here's the guy that's been making some shots. Arenas. He gets it off now to Caron Butler. Butler drives inside and is fouled. I would think that was a good trade for Washington. They get Kwame Brown sent to the Lakers. He was down on the team. They were down on him. They get Caron Butler, a guy we have not seen tonight. Chucky Atkins, 2 pretty good basketball players. Timeout. Wizards by 1. Wizards by 1. It's snowing here in the Valley of the Sun. Let me tell you something, Eddie. Everybody here wants to see snow until they go back in some of the areas you and I go in, and you realize how great it is here. It's time to Kia Watch and Win. Log on to Suns.com after the game and fill out the online entry form with tonight's leading score, and you can win an autographed Suns team ball. Plus, each of our winners this season will be entered into a drawing to win a new Kia Sportage, a versatile SUV with 6 airbags, traction control, and available V6 engine. Kia, the power to surprise. Log on to Suns.com for your chance to win. And at the line now goes Butler. Butler has 14 points in the game. He is 3 of 4 from the line. They as a team now are 11 of 14. The Suns have still taken only 6 free throws.
Yeah, and you know, I keep harping on it, but I just find it hard to believe you can still be in a basketball game and, you know, being dominated in the paint by 20 or plus 20 and then not getting to the line only 6 times. I mean, I tell you what, the Suns know how to play this way, and that's to their benefit.
There's House outside now. They extend the defense. Diaw a little bit hung up. Gets it off now to Roger Bell. 3 by Bell. Roger Bell proud to own the 3-point zone, and Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns charity. We're tied at 80.
An unbelievable game in terms of the domination in one area, another team not doing as well in others. I mean, this is a very good basketball game.
15 points for Bell, 16 for Thomas, 14 for Nash, 12 for Jones. Good balanced scoring. And Butler went up, and Calvin Booth wasn't ready for that.
Calvin Booth never ready for a pass. He doesn't get many opportunities. Like, why'd you throw it to me? I'm here for defense and rebounding.
Diaw now looking in. Tries to make a move, does on Jamison, wheels into the corner. This time Bell will move in, leaves it for Diaw. Diaw's shot not there. Booth tried to go up and get it. It'll be off of the Suns.
Now see, the difference in Boris taking that shot and Eddie House, James Jones, and Steve Nash, when they normally catch it, I'm talking about those 3, Nash, House, and Jones, they catch it, it's up right away. It's in rhythm. When Boris catches it, he thinks about it, and sometimes when you think about it, that's when you miss the shot.
Kind of like your putts on the golf course, right?
Well, especially today.
Jamison, oh, nice looking shot. The little gooseneck follow through, and it's a 2-point lead again for Washington. 82-80. Here's Nash now. They switch out. Booth now will get back in defensively. House swings it into the corner to Boris Diaw. Diaw swings it to Pat Burke from the corner. Burke leaves it short, and the Irishman cannot tie it up.
Well, I think 2 guys taking shots on the last 2 possessions by the Suns is not something they want early in the shot clock.
There's Arenas. He traveled. He went up, came back down to the basketball. And that will be the 12th turnover against Washington. The Suns have only turned it over 4 times tonight. And Eddie Jordan, who was the head coach for a while in Sacramento, 4 years, the lead assistant with the New Jersey Nets. In his 3rd year as head coach of this Washington team. There's a 3 by Steve Nash. Nash fouled over the 3-point zone, and Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns charities.
Steve has to keep taking that shot. They're going to continue to go under that screen. You have to set it low where it's in his range, and he has to continue to knock that down.
So Steve now the leading scorer for the Suns with 17. We're mentioning his scoring and assists have been down the last 4 games, but he's picked it back up tonight. Deron Butler, and Butler with a nice-looking shot, and Butler now has 18 points.
Everything is off the dribble with him. He rarely catches it and shoots it right away.
Nice now looking in. 28 seconds left in the 3rd quarter as the ball poked away. 14 on the shot clock. Big screen from Burke. Nice pass to Diao. Good look at that basket. And the Suns now have taken the lead.
You see the difference there? He caught it and shot it. He didn't think about it. He just caught it and went right up and shot the basketball. That's what Boris has to really pay attention to.
So Diao now with 6 points. He's 3 of 4. He did not start tonight. James Jones did instead. 7 seconds left in the quarter. Arenas going to try to take the last shot. Here he goes from way outside, and he just hit a 3 as a buzzer sounds.
You know what? I've seen it all. I mean, this guy's like he's at the movies. It's like he's on the couch. I mean, He is as smooth as it gets. I don't even know if he's sweating right now. And he has a humongous game. Gilbert Arenas, Gary, he is on a roll.
We've had 26 lead changes, 14 ties. The Santas are flying. They are leaping. And tomorrow, it's a Fox NFL special as the Cowboys and Panthers collide in a pivotal game for both teams' playoff chances. It all begins with America's #1 pregame show tomorrow at 10 a.m. on Fox, America's most watched NFL network. And we have 12 minutes left to go here in a dandy from the Purple Palace. The Suns have been playing even Steven with this team. So many lead changes with the 14 ties and the 26 lead changes. And now going to try to finish this one off before they go on a 5-game road trip. Butler and a block by Diao. Diao with a nice block. Up it comes to Eddie House.
Suns need to really get off to a good start this quarter, especially with Nash on the bench. You want to allow Mike D'Antoni to leave him there a few minutes to rest up for the stretch run.
Daniels extends his defense on House, realizing how quickly he can light it up. Diao now. 6 on the shot clock. Eddie House with 4 and tipped over to Calvin Booth. Arenas 34 points, 14 of 20 from the field. 87-85 as Wizards on top as we played almost a minute here in the 4th quarter. Into Jamison, and he leans in against Bell. Bell had him go underneath, and Bell commits a foul.
He's just so difficult to guard. I mean, I would go to him if I was the Wizards every time that Arenas can't get a good look, because he is just a load down there because he's so herky-jerky on his move.
You look at the quarter scoring, and that last quarter was tied at 30. It's been a very even game. Look at that. Look how close it's been. 2 of the quarters they've had identical numbers. And there's a ball deflected out and thrown away. It'll be Suns ball. Arenas tonight has hit 6 of 8 threes. Bell, on the other hand, for the Suns, has hit 3 of 4. That turnover-wise, the Wizards not doing a good job there. They've turned it over 13 times, as you can see.
And that's another area where the Suns have been able to hang in based on them taking care of the basketball and making sure that they've gotten just as many attempts as the Washington Wizards.
That foul is on Jamison. Marion's really upset here. He wanted to get this shot to go.
Well, Sean hasn't been in good rhythm all game long, and it started out when he took 2 threes early on, and I thought it took him out of his rhythm, and he's been fighting to get himself back in the ball game ever since.
Well, this is time, Eddie, as you well know. Hey, come explore the new Verizon Wireless Jungle on 11-4 of the America West Arena at all Suns home games. Tons of fun for the kids and adults alike. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. So Marion got 1 of 2. The Suns cut it to 1. Arenas, you got to get out on him. He misses the 3 here. Diao comes down to the rebound. Suns with a chance now to take the lead. Eddie House pulls up. No. Marion tries to keep it alive. And coming up with a long reach was Diaz. And then all of a sudden, it'll be off the Wizards' Suns ball. 20 on the shot clock.
Well, you know, for Eddie tonight, and he'll go back and he'll look at the film. I haven't seen him take this many off-balance shots in a long time. And his last attempt was almost of the 1-foot jump variety, leaning into the rim, and that's not what we normally see from him. We see him going straight up in good rhythm, knocking it down.
He's 3 of 11 to back up what you're saying. The Suns now have 4 offensive rebounds this half. Some good hustle on their part. Ruffin commits a foul as wheeling inside was Diaz, and that will be a foul before the shot, side out to Phoenix. 10:15 left to go. The Suns trying to go to 16-9 and stay in first place in the Pacific Division. Win their 10th game of their last 11 here at the Purple Palace. House with a 3. There it is. That's what you were talking about. And House proud to hold the three-point zone. And Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns charities. 89-87. That was exactly what you were talking about.
Caught it in great rhythm, and when he goes straight up in form, he rarely misses.
Here's Arenas now picked up by Bell. Arenas foul away. And Arenas has missed a couple. Ruffin muscles the ball. I mean, he just literally was able to pull that one away from the Suns. Antonio Daniels will drive in. He almost traveled the ball.
He's been shaky all game long.
Yes, he has. Arenas now trying to go inside, trying to create. I mean, he was on a mission to go inside, a little out of control, but he does draw the foul.
He can handle the ball. I mean, Eddie House did as good a defensive job as you can ask on that play. It's hard to guard somebody for 5 straight seconds, and Eddie House did a good job, but his ability to improve his position by his dribble got him to the point where he would get fouled.
Second foul on House. Arenas at the line. This is his first free throw, and he missed it. Jeffries will come into the ball game. Jamison will sit down and get ready for the stretch run.
Well, when you don't get there, you have no rhythm. And that's what happens to a lot of guys that don't get to the free throw line.
Well, you look at Arenas, he's a good free throw shooter, 82% on the year. Last year he shot 81%, but he missed his first tonight. And he missed the second one. Or those could come back to be huge.
Well, it was huge because neither team gets there. So if you don't make your free throws, the ones that you get, you're in trouble.
Suns up by 2. Diaz playing very well down the stretch. He's going to go inside. Lost the handle, but he's fouled. I like what Diaz's doing right now, Eddie.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when he makes up his mind that he's just going to try to score instead of trying to create. A lot of his passes lately have come from him penetrating deep in the paint and kicking it out for a 3. I would rather see him do what he just did. Try to attempt, and if you do miss the shot, at least you might get fouled and get to the line as he just did.
Yep. And he hit the first. That foul was on Arenas. And they're going to give him a breather. He may be getting a little tired. And for the first time tonight, we'll see Chucky Atkins, who had his best year ever playing in all 82 games for the Los Angeles Lakers. He's out of South Florida. He's got to bounce around. He's the oldest Wizard at 31 years of age. He comes in now to give Arenas a break before the crunch time hits.
Well, and he's scary because he can get hot, even though he's been sitting over there all game long. I tell you what, if he gets some looks from behind that arc, he can knock him down.
There's Daniels outside. Daniels is not the guy that won't take the shot.
That is ugly.
It is. And Jones comes down to the rebound. Suns their biggest lead of the game. They're up by 4. Believe it or not, that's their biggest lead of this whole game. Then it comes to Marion. He is double teamed. They swing it around. Jones, long 3. Got it. And Jones proud to own the three-point zone. Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns charities. And the Suns all of a sudden now with their biggest lead of 7. 9-0 run in the quarter.
Yeah, and defense has been a reason as well. They have not allowed the Wizards to get the looks that they have been getting in this second half.
Jeffries with a little jump hook. Jones comes out. There's the surge, Eddie, you've been looking for. Diaz brings it to House. 3. No, that would have brought the roof down. There's Roger Bell hustling, comes up with the ball. Baseline shot. Tough break there. Look at the hustle by Marion. Couldn't quite come up with it.
That would have been an unbelievable rebound. I mean, he went over the top of a guy in Jeffries who has dominated the glass in this game.
Suns right now playing very good basketball. Daniels brings it outside to Jeffries. Swings it over to Butler. Butler with a good look. And Jeffries uncontested with a follow.
Well, it's almost like Sean Marion is looking in the mirror. I mean, because Jeffries is doing to Sean what Sean normally does to everyone in the league.
Jeffries with 9 points. Marion has 10. Off it comes now to DL. The handoff to House. House, look at that left hand, and Jones follows. There's a new look at Eddie House going in with the left hand. But Jones, how they missed him those 4 games with the ankle.
Well, the ankle must be fine now.
Timeout, Washington, and the crowd erupting. The Suns, their biggest lead of the game.
Knock it down, Eddie House. All string.
The place is rocking.
It really is, and the Suns shooter have gotten it done. I mean, especially with James Jones all game long, he's knocked down key shots, but that's something we've never seen from James Jones this year, elevating over the rim.
And Jamison's looked not there, but it's kicked out to Atkins. Chucky Atkins will set it up. Chucky Atkins has been in the league for quite a while, 31 years old. We mentioned he played last year with the Lakers, had a career year. Butler from the corner. Butler got it. That's a big shot because the Wizards were kind of falling back a little bit, losing maybe a little confidence, but they got within 5 again.
Yeah, this game has been a game of streaks, so you just can't think the Suns are going to run away right away. You would love to see it, but the Wizards have been solid.
And House can't get it. Atkins quickly ahead. Breaking out is Butler. House fouled him. That was a heck of a pass by Atkins. He saw him and got that ball down the floor in a hurry.
Well, that's what you do. You run at a shooter, and once you see the ball is not going to come back to your area, you take off to the other end, and your teammates all the time are looking up the court, and Butler's done it a couple of times in this ballgame.
That's 3 fouls on Eddie House. Butler at the free throw line. And they now, for the game, are 13 and 18. And it's Steve Nash coming in now. Eddie House will sit down. House with 9 points, creating, as always, a real buzz.
Well, and that's what I said early on. I mean, you love the fact that he's going to knock down shots. But even when he's not knocking them down, his energy and the way he gets this crowd into the basketball game is unbelievable.
So that 7-point lead has been whittled to 3. Diaz going inside, and that's what we'd love to see him do. Doesn't get it to go, but I mean, he's attacking the basket. Arenas now comes into the offensive end. Arenas gets it off to Jamison. Jamison with 21 points. Arenas with 34. Butler on a handoff to Arenas, 6-17. Butler goes in, gets it down to Haywood. Haywood awkwardly goes up, but he's going to go to the free throw line. Haywood had a tough time corralling that ball, but he eventually got there.
Well, you hit him in the hand. If you throw it at his head, he'll catch it. You know, you learn that by giving the ball to big guys. Throw it at their head, oh, they'll catch it. Then they're worried about their face.
Haywood misses the free throw. He's not a good free throw shooter, 62%. Last year it's 61. This big guy played in 2 Final Fours in North Carolina. He was the ACC's all-time shot blocker. He gets that free throw to go, and it's a 2-point game. So the Suns now, Eddie, have been sitting on 96. They had a 7-point lead, now down to 2, as we have the halfway point of the 4th quarter coming up.
And neither team has been able to stop the other, so you would like to think whoever wins this game will get a lot of stops to pull off the victory.
Wow, where did Butler come through on that play? Atkins, and there's what you worried about. Atkins just hit a 3. He can do that.
He can do it. I mean, he can sit over there, and he's a veteran. He understands. He's fighting for minutes. He wants to send a message. He's a dangerous player on the court.
Boy, how's this game turned around now as the Wizards are up by 1, and that is going to count. Count it. A continuation for Nash. And a chance at a 3-point play, and the Suns needed that because it was an 8-0 run by Washington that had given them the lead, and now Nash has retaken the lead for Phoenix.
And you ask why sometimes coaches and other players frown on young players. Well, Steve Nash looked for the whistle. He heard the whistle, and he shot it up. A young player might pass it off and lose that opportunity. Steve gets deep on Chucky action and teardrops it right through.
It's been a battle. The Suns back by 1, 98-97 with 5:40 left. Tonight's High Flyers feature presented by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. All right, Eddie, take it away.
High Flyers. Jeffries, no. Caron Butler, the one-hand slam. Took off outside the lane. That's impressive. Kurt Thomas, he's a little older, but he can still elevate a little bit. And then James Jones out of nowhere.
And so we come back down. Nash at the free throw line. Steve Nash playing awfully well tonight. 19 points in the ball game and just missed getting 20. And it's still a 1-point lead. The Suns now 9 of 11 from the free throw line. Nash has missed so few this year. 2 of 3 tonight. Out it comes the Butler. 5:26 left. Butler's got a look, and he just buried a 2. And all of a sudden, the Wizards have the lead. And we're going to have a delay of game warning against the Washington Wizards. The Suns will inbound.
Ron Butler has been a problem in this second half. I mean, he has really been on fire. Struggled early on in the game, but he has taken over.
He's got 24 points, and his high for this season is 27. As that time the foul is going to send Nash to the line again. So the Suns starting to get to the line, and this is a guy you want there who came in shooting 97%. You look at Nash, he hadn't dished out double figures in assists in the last 4 games. He had been averaging 15.5 points in the last 4. Well, tonight, he's now at 20.
Yeah, and a solid effort. And, you know, it's just amazing to me that Steve still leads the league in assists. And only based on the fact that Boris Diaw takes a lot of his assists away from him because he's getting 5 and 6 a game. Yeah. And so it's even amazing the stats that he still has put up with all the attention that he gets.
8 assists tonight. That's a 31st lead change with that free throw just a moment ago. Atkins tracks it down. Atkins from the corner. Boy, I tell you, Atkins had not played at all, and he comes in here and he sticks 2 shots.
Well, now you know why coaches love veterans and rookies don't play. Because veterans are always ready. They understand.
Here's a feed to Diaw. Broken up. Arenas comes up with it. The Suns now turned it over 6 times tonight. Arenas into the offensive end. He's been sitting on 34 points for quite a while. I shouldn't have said that. He now has 36. 4-point lead now for Washington.
Suns need an excellent look here. I mean, you know, the 3 can come anytime. They need to find a way to get an excellent look. Wizards really feeling good about themselves right now.
Nash to Diaw. Diaw goes in. Oh, top break. That would have been another assist to the basket on the floor as Arenas. He calls a timeout. I thought he was flopping all over. They could have maybe called a travel, but instead he got the timeout.
But unlike college where they will call a travel, in high school, they won't call it an NBA if you don't try to establish position with a foot. And they get away with it. Ball gets on the floor. Boris Diaw, get on top of him. Don't reach. They get the timeout.
Wizards have the lead. They've outscored the Suns 15-4 in the last 3:07. The Spirit of Service Player of the Game is brought to you by Quest, where service makes all the difference, and it's going to be Gilbert Arenas. Huge game tonight, 36 points.
Well, you know, he's given us what everybody in the league has been seeing. A guy that's pretty much unstoppable. He came out early, got on a roll early on, opened up opportunities for him to be able to get even closer. But the Suns have really had no answer for him, as no one in the league so far. You come in averaging 28 a game, Gary. No one has stopped you yet.
That's right. Now the Suns need a stop. 4:06 left to go. Butler over to Atkins. Atkins really feeling it right now. Doesn't get this. Marion and Thomas fight for it, and the Suns lost it. They had 3 guys going up for the rebound. Could not come down with it. Washington basketball.
Yeah, you don't complain there. I mean, the Suns attacked the glass and had an opportunity. Unfortunately, teammates fought for it and lost it out of bounds.
There's that run we were just talking about a moment ago. 15-4. Washington after they had trailed by 7. Here now is Arenas from outside. Rebound is cleared by Nash. Suns with a chance to move closer. Time starting now to become very important. Inside 4 minutes to go. Double team of Nash. Out to James Jones. He lost the handle. It'll be batted away by Butler. It'll be Suns ball with 15 to shoot.
You know, James had an advantage, but he didn't snatch the ball through the defense to be able to get past him. Brought it by a little softly, and Butler got a hand on it.
Farrell brings it into Nash. 13 on the shot clock. Look at Hayward come after Nash. Nash goes in just beautifully done. He just goes in and hands it off to Thomas.
He kind of hugged Hayward as he went around him.
That was
used him as a slingshot.
Now Nash is 1 assist away from a double-double. Here's Arenas going inside. He's in a lot of traffic. Threw it away. Marion tracks it down. He went by Jamison. Jamison didn't know what got him.
Gilbert Arenas got caught in traffic. Suns did a very good job of jumping him right there, and he threw a bad pass, and nobody's going to outrun Sean Marion.
Boy, he just flew by Jamison. There's Marion now. He's upset. I've never seen Sean quite as demonstrative as he is tonight. He commits the foul on Jamison, but Sean is playing out there like he's angry. And he just made a big play a while ago. This time he's whistled for the foul, and that'll be his second.
Well, Sean always finds a way to elevate his game when you think that maybe he's running out of gas a little bit, but you get an opportunity like that, you throw the ball out in front of him. I don't know too many people who's going to run the basketball down as fast as Sean.
That foot race is over from the get-go. Jamison at the free throw line, and Jamison able to connect. Jamison now with 22 points in the ball game. They're 16 of 22 from the line. Wizards by 1. Boy, this has been quite a game. We're taking to Christmas Eve tomorrow as Jamison misses a second. Back tap comes out though to Washington. Arenas looks over to Eddie Jordan. 3 minutes left to go. Arenas going to go inside. He wheeled in. Boy, was that a smooth move as he was able to take it inside in the foul. Foul's going to go on Sean Marion. Check that. Bell committing the foul. That'll be his fourth.
Well, the Suns have been destroyed on the glass, and a lot of times when you look back at a game and you say what's gotten you in trouble, well, we're out rebounded by 21. Yep, in the basketball game, and that's trouble right away.
48-27, and the free throw is there by Arenas. Arenas with 37 points in the game. 106-104. It's been such a tough game. Biggest lead was 7 by the Suns. The Wizards' biggest lead has only been 6. That's how tight-vested this game has been. Arenas got them both, and it's a 3-point game. Nash picked up by Atkins. Boy, Atkins, they brought him in the fourth quarter, and he's doing a heck of a job.
I think they brought him in for defense more so. Saved him all game long. Now he comes in with a tremendous amount of energy, and he's riding Steve Nash up the court. And so I think a great coaching move, obviously, by Eddie Jordan to save him and use him almost as a secret weapon, and it's really worked.
That's their 15th foul. Both teams now are over the team foul limit with 2:45 left to go. Atkins did play hard on that play, and he's making Nash work hard, and Nash hits the free throw. Steve can cut it to 1 now. Boy, the Suns need this one because this is the getaway game before the 5-game road swing.
Well, and they've had so much letdown at home. You just can't continue to throw games away at home. And so this is why this is imperative here. You have to get a game like this against a team that's struggling.
Boy, Nash has missed 2 free throws. That is so uncharacteristic of him. Here's Atkins with Nash in his face. Good defense by Steve. Steve coming back up the floor. I mean, he came flying over. Nash with a 3. No. Rebound Hayward.
Kurt Thomas got away with one there. I'm just happy that Hayward secured the ball right away because they would have been marching to the line again.
We're approaching 2 minutes to go. 2-point lead now for Washington. Here's Arenas. He's wanting to take the shot. Marion's out on him. Studies him. 6 on the shot clock. Arenas going to go baseline, and we're going to have a foul on Sean Marion. Well, that was an interesting one-on-one confrontation.
Well, and I think Gilbert Arenas surprised Sean. Sean was thinking, okay, he's trying to set me up to get a jump shot off. But this guy, like I said, he can do it all. And if you get up on him and you bother his jump shot ability, he will put it on the floor. He's strong enough to get position on you. You know, not your normal point guard. I mean, almost the size of a Jason Kidd when you look at Gilbert Arenas playing that position.
Well, he's really like a point guard, shooting guard, the way he plays this game. And look at what he has done tonight.
Well, I don't know what he weighs, but I guarantee the guy has to be close to 200 pounds.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's a strong player. And you're talking 6'4", with the ability to elevate over anyone, very difficult.
Arenas gets both of them, and Arenas now has 40 points, his third 40-point game of the season. 109-105. Suns need a basket. Inside 2 minutes to go. Nash wheels it out to Thomas. Here's Jones with a 3. No, boy, that would have been big, but he's fouled, so he'll get to shoot 3 free throws as they came out on him, and Jones goes to the line.
I mean, I understand the fact James Jones is hot and he's shooting well, but Antoine James, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm sure Eddie Jordan's saying the same thing as Jones hits the first one. Jones at the start of the night, 87% free throw shooter. And Jones now has 18 points in the game. All 5 starters for the Suns in double figures.
And you know, James, being around Reggie Miller has really helped him a lot, and he always talks about it. But one of the things that he does do when he shoots and he sees a defender running at him, the foot swings out, the arm kind of flails out. That's what you do as a shooter, to try to get a foul after you shoot the basketball.
And Reggie Miller was the best at it. And Jones missed 2 free throws. That ends up being a good foul.
Yeah, it did. And the Suns have really hurt themselves with their bad free throw shooting. They've gotten to the line a lot in this half.
They're 13 of 18 for the night. Big misses, and they're going to have a foul called on Jamison, a moving screen. And so that'll give it back to Phoenix with a minute 38. Big break in this game.
Well, Raja Bell normally will be involved if the Suns do get a good play defensively. Either he or Sean Marion got a hand on it, and Antoine Jamison sticking out the elbow.
Here's Nash out to Thomas. Thomas thought about it. Now he's going to do it. And that's what happens, Eddie, when you think about it, right?
He hesitated. I mean, why? I mean, Kurt, you've been hot. Shoot it. That's your shot. You're right there. It's your time.
He has a career, or I should say, season-high 18 points. Here's Arenas outside now. Arenas to Butler, 10 on the shot clock. They'll milk some of the time now. With 7, Butler with a 2. Boy, that's a big shot. That is a huge shot. 111, 106. Approaching a minute to go in the game. Nash, he'll try a 3. Count it! And Nash proud on the three-point zone. Fulton Holmes another $150 to Suns charity. And that puts the Suns right back in it.
And you see the Wizards' heads just drop. As soon as Steve made that shot, it's like, oh, man. Because they've been in this situation before where they've lost games. This is why this is a huge stop.
Everybody on their feet. Arenas goes in, and we're going to have a foul on the Suns. Boy, that 3 by Nash gives him 25 points on the night. They're going to call a foul on Kurt Thomas. And the Suns are going to call a timeout. 44.7 seconds left to go.
Gilbert Arenas will go to the line to add to his 40 points in the ball game. But Steve Nash has gotten the Suns right back in it. Suns trail by 2, 44.7 left.
Suns in danger of losing their 6th game at home. They are down 111 to 109. That last foul on Kurt Thomas will send Arenas to the free throw line.
Yeah, well, Kurt just tripped over a teammate's foot, but that's what happens in that situation. Raja Bell really got beat on the play, and that really got everyone else in trouble there. Hayward doing a good job of taking up space.
And Nash with this 3 gave the Suns a real shot at pulling this game out.
Yeah, and really made the Wizards put their head down after the shot, you know, because they've been in this situation a number of times, and the Suns know how to come from dire straits to win. They have the confidence to be able to do that, and the Wizards have struggled with that area lately, but they have to be feeling pretty good about themselves right now, Gary.
Well, this is Arenas' game to win or lose. I mean, he has been unbelievable tonight. He has 40 points. He's now at the free throw line with 44.7 seconds left to go. Tonight, Arenas is 4 of 6. And he just calmly hit one, and it's now a 3-point game. Boris Diaw replaces Kurt Thomas. The Suns have 2 full timeouts and a 20. Washington a full and a 20. Both teams over the team foul limit. Arenas 41 points.
Yeah, and the Suns are guaranteed 2 more possessions, and so this is a 2-possession ball game. So they are no means out of this at all. They just have to make sure that they get a good look again.
And Arenas kind of left the door open.
Well, 1 possession.
Yes, it is. It's a 1-trip game. Out it comes to Nash. Jeffries comes out, jumps on him. Nash likes this mismatch. He's going to take him inside. Wheels it up with the left hand. I tell you, Jeffries is in a lot of trouble. He knew it. He was trying to stay alive, and Nash made him pay.
Yeah, you just can't guard him. You're too herky-jerky on the dribble, and you're just not going to get – he's going to get a good angle on you every time and get a body into you. And unfortunately for the Suns, Steve lost control of the basketball because normally he can make that type of shot.
Now, Steve's missed a couple of free throws, but he doesn't miss this one. Atkins comes in for Daniels. And that's not helpful at all for the Suns because Atkins has trouble down the stretch.
Well, it gives them another shooter on the floor to spot up and not allow you to really squeeze Gilbert Arenas. You have to believe he's going to put the ball in the middle of the floor. They're going to spread it out, and he's going to run the clock down, and he's going to go one-on-one. Suns have to be ready to really cut into the lane and help out because he has been driving the basketball a lot in this quarter.
9 seconds on the shot clock. Roger Bell comes out, everyone on their feet. Arenas takes it in, hits the deck. Arenas has just decided, I'm going to take over. And he goes in, pell-mell to the basket, gets knocked off course, and he's going right back to the free throw line.
Well, I don't know why everyone didn't squeeze. I mean, if they make a jumper, they beat you. Roger Bell pushes him left, but Sean Marion was coming to help on his left. So, I mean, no, I'm sorry. He allowed him to go left. Sean came from the right. You have to be talking and communicating there. That's a perfect squeeze. Roger Bell let him out of the box.
Arenas missed one a while ago, and he missed another one. Boy, it's this big.
You should have been fouling him the whole game.
Yep, I agree. That's the strategy, Eddie. 5 of 9 he is from the free throw line. So the Suns with 12 seconds will either be trying to win this game or tie it with a 2. Comes down, the Suns can win it. Here comes Nash across the line. He goes in. Out it comes to Diaw to the hole. No, tipped around. 2 seconds left. And who's it off of? It's going to be off of Washington. Suns. Let's see, there's a big debate going on. There's 0.8 of a second left. Diaw just could not get that shot to go.
Well, again, and I love what Boris Diaw does for this team, but did not finish strong. Kind of went away from the contact and got himself in trouble. You have to explode a little bit, and he did not. Suns didn't get it, but they have one more chance.
Suns still down by 1. Eddie, we're going to check the time on this last skirmish. After Diaw missed, it looks like there should be more than 0.8 of a second left.
Yeah, and the Suns really aren't arguing the point there. And but the ball hits the rim at 2.6, and the ball goes out of bounds at 1/4. And so, wish I could get their attention.
Well, the officials were discussing something. I don't know if there's a clock or not. But right now, the Suns get a last gasp effort to win this game. 0.8 of a second.
Well, they have 2 guys on the floor that can really, 3 that can catch and shoot it. That's Steve Nash, Eddie House, and James Jones. I mean, they can get it off in that amount of time. It's just a matter of freeing them up to give them an opportunity. I imagine Eddie House or James Jones will probably get the first look.
Roger Bell will inbound. Suns have the play called. Timeout. As Jackson then came over to inbound. He had been substituted in at the last moment. 22nd timeout for the Suns. Suns do not have any timeouts left now. The Wizards have 1 full and a 20.
Well, Sean Marion was open. Jim Jackson didn't throw it. I mean, it was a tough throw for him. But, I mean, you got to throw it out. I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks won a game the other night on this play. And look at that. He was wide open on that play. Even if he had thrown it up late, Caron Butler had no choice but to just hope Sean Marion would miss that pass because he could not touch Sean. That would have been an automatic foul.
And that was the substitution that D'Antoni had made. He put Jackson in for that inbound pass. And as you mentioned, did not see it. And so now they'll do it again with no timeouts left. They've got to get it in now.
Well, I guarantee you that play won't be open again.
So Jackson now with 0.8 of a second left in the ball game. He gets it in. Nash shot. Oh, no! Almost went. That was a great effort by Steve Nash. And Washington wins the game. Wow.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was a miraculous shot by Steve. And it did go in. It did go in. Boo-hoo on that rim.
Wow. Thanks to David Hughes, our producer, Bob Adlock, our director, Sheila Simpson, our stage manager, and Tom Delnos, our statistician. Eddie Johnson, Merry Christmas to you.
Same to you, partner.
All right, next Suns game on FSN Arizona is Wednesday, January 4th against the Philadelphia 76ers. Suns countdown starts at 6:30 p.m. Now for a complete look at what's happening in the Arizona sports scene, including comments from Mike D'Antoni and the Suns. It's time now for the Arizona Sports Report.